Hi, my name is Kathy Chattaraj and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are drawing this really cute unicorn, so grab a piece of paper and your favorite pencil and join me in the art room. Good morning and welcome to Future Picassos. My name is Kathy Chattaraj and today we are going to be drawing this very, very cute unicorn drawing. I have a lot of requests for unicorns, so I created this unicorn for all the people that keep asking me to draw unicorns. So how do you find me? Just a few quick things before we start. My website's futurepicassos.com. You can send me emails for requests at info@futurepicassos.com. I'd love to see your work. You can post them and tag me in them, and I'll post them to my Instagram account or put them in my student gallery, which I'm working on at Future Picassos. Please, if you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I will be uploading things weekly and bi-weekly. So if you take my classes online, my Saturday morning sketch class, next Saturday, June 19th, there will be no class. I'm not able to delete it in the software since it's a free class and there's a lot of people signed up for the class. I will be posting the class next Saturday morning on YouTube. So you can come here, and instead of sending you a Zoom link, I'll send you a link to the YouTube page for the class. And when you watch it, if you could just leave a comment or if you like it, I'll know how many people visited the site. So let's get started. Grab your favorite pencil and your favorite piece of drawing paper. So I have a piece of heavyweight drawing paper over here. As you can see, I've already started to set up. I also have a printout of the drawing right over here that I send these out. If you take my classes, I send this out so you can follow along with what I do. The way it works is I draw these and then I teach them to you kind of by gridding out the drawing. So we duplicate this over here. And this is a step-by-step class. I draw this over here. You can draw whatever you want. You can change it however you want. You can make it as creative as possible. I do break things down in a step-by-step format so you can see exactly how I get from point A to point B. And I look at this like practice. Everything that we do is practice in our lives. The more we do, the better we get, like sports, like playing the piano, mindfulness. It's really important to kind of think of art like that. I believe that we all have gifts and we all are talented. And just the more you keep doing it, the better you get. Okay, so I figured out over the past few weeks or a year or so that I like to break things down into shapes. So before we make this look like this, it starts off kind of looking like this. And basically, this is how I say that everything starts as a shape. So I'm going to put this over here to show you how I broke this down before we start. And then we finesse the lines and put everything in. So we're not looking at all of the noise. You know, you look at this and you say, oh, I want to make everything pretty like that. I want to do it like that. But if we look at this and we put the basic shapes down and we sketch in these basic shapes and then we go in and finesse the lines, we will end up with a much more in proportion, accurate drawing based on what we're copying. So I've kind of like created some of these shapes, and I like to tell people that everything is a shape, right? Everything in the 2-3-dimensional world is a shape. And if you start looking like that and seeing like using your eyes to see like that, it'll break everything down in a much different light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper on top of my unicorn, just because I don't want it to get confusing for everybody. And then I'm just going to lay this right down on top here so we can get started. Now, I also keep scrap paper handy so I can So I'm just gonna move it over so I can, if I question my shape ability, I will practice the shape before I put it on my paper if I have to. I do recommend warming up. If you don't watch my warm-up videos, please do. I think it's really important to kind of warm up. I have a pencil sharpener handy. Okay, so let's get started. So this is a kidney shape right here. So in my drawings, my YouTube drawings, drawing classes, the beauty of these classes are that you can pause and you can go back and you can replay it and you can follow along like that. I do tend to move a little quicker because I'm not waiting for you to do the step. So just keep that in mind and have it be a little bit interactive. But this is a nice kidney shape right here. So I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to put my finger on the center line. And I'm going to measure how far over I want my first mark to be. And it's kind of like connect the dots. So 2 fingers over. Now, I always tend to draw things a little bit bigger. It's just kind of a thing, not on purpose. It's just the way it happens. And you know what? Maybe if your fingers are a little bit smaller, your drawing will be a little bit smaller, right? So 2 fingers over. Sorry, that's my pencil sharpener. And it's about 1.5 fingers up. And it's pretty much in the middle of the page. Okay, so this is a cool kidney shape. I'm just going to get out my scrap paper here so I can show you. And there's a couple of different ways you can kind of draw this. You can make 2 circles, and then you can kind of go like this and create a shape like that. Or you can just kind of go for it and create a shape like that. I think I'm going to go for the circle method. So if I have a box here, if I put a box around and I'm drawing very lightly so I can erase, right? And I know that my first shape is going to go right in here like this. And then my second shape is going to be a little bit bigger. So it's going to go over here like this. And I'm drawing very lightly and I'll darken it up when I go to draw the regular shape. And so when I go in to draw this shape, I'm going to kind of put it in. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. These shapes are not perfect, right? When we sketch, you know, it's not, oh, I like to say it's not a one-shot deal. You go in, you end up finessing and working on shapes as you go. So that is the first shape. The second shape, here's my guideline, is going to start right about over here. I'm going to make a mark right there, and I'm going to measure how far down. It's going to be about 4 fingers down. So I'm going to make another mark right there, and then it's going to come off the back end of our unicorn, right? So this shape is going to look like this. This is going to come down here, and this is going to abut to this line. And maybe I will measure it so I don't make a mistake like that. And so then this comes over like this. And there's our first unicorn shape. So I like to look at the negative spaces. So in between here, there's a very profound negative space. The negative space is the space in between. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to measure. It's about right there. And then, so this shape is going to go from about right here to about right here, right? And then this is going to come down. If I were to draw a fake line, it comes down to about right over here. So I'm going to put a line like this. And so these are legs, but obviously the legs are separated, but we'll do that later. We're just putting in the shape. So then the next thing that's important is where these shapes line up right here. So I'm going to measure down where I want that to go. So it's about 1.5 fingers, right about right here. I'm just going to put a line like that. So when I'm drawing these drawings, I don't really plan on what I'm going to do. I just kind of look at it, and then I And I'm going to put a dot right about right here. I look at it and then I gauge how big I think I'm going to need my shapes to be based on, or I look at it and I figure I let my eye tell me what's the easiest way. And I'm at that point because I've been practicing for a long time. And I kind of know just by looking at it, what would be the easiest way to explain. So now I'm going to put my finger right here and I'm going to put a line right there. And so this line, this little triangle little line, let's measure how high we want it to come up. We want it to come up to be about right here. And so I also like to tell you all that if you need to move your paper when you're drawing, please do that. It's easier. So this line swoops down and around like this. And this is going to be the main, that's the neck of our unicorn, right? And then from right about right here, and again, these lines aren't always right. So when my experience with people drawing is they think that you just go in and you do the lines and everything's all perfect. They don't understand that it's a process, right? Unless you're, been doing it for tons and tons of years. Yeah, you can do that, but it's a total process. And so then the next thing is going to be this beautiful half circle right here. Just like that. And so this is the start of our unicorn. You see it's kind of coming together. Now the main and of our drawing is pretty elaborate, right? So I'm going to put her hair is going to come up. And these are guidelines technically, so don't feel like don't make, what I talk a lot about in my warm-up videos, pressure control. You want to make, and this comes down about like, and this is just kind of showing you, kind of like an area where you want the hair to go, but I'm drawing very lightly, right? It's pressure control. If you don't want to draw this in, you don't have to. I'm just kind of showing you where I'm putting my lines so I know where I want my hair is going to flow out, so it's going to come down and around like this. Just like this. And then this is going to come down and it's another cool kidney shape, right? And that's going to kind of set up where we want our drawing to go. And as you can see, drawing this is much simpler than drawing our first drawing, right? And it kind of sets you up for success because everything is right where it should be. So I'm going to take away my paper and now we're going to start doing our fancy footwork for our drawing. So I'm going to move things over a little bit so you can see it. I like to think that the unicorn is fairly easy, which is great actually. So I'm going to start erasing some things that'll help me kind of put other lines in, and you can pause and do the same thing at home. And then, they definitely are going to take shape in a different way, hopefully. So this comes up like this, and this comes around like this. Okay, so I'm going to start down here and move up. I like to start at the bottom half first. Okay. And so this is kind of why I ask you to draw lightly, because I can still see the lines. You'll still be able to see the lines, but it will make sense. Okay, so I'm going to start on this back leg right here. So this is going to come down like this. And then right in here, it's going to kind of come around. It's going to indent like that. So it's going to come down and around like this. And then it's going to indent. And then this leg is going to come around. And it's not straight, okay? This leg is kind of at a little bit of an angle, just so you understand that. And so this hoof kind of comes down like this and goes right over to here. And then it's going to bend right here and come down like that. And so however you want to work on your lines. So then right about right here, this is going to curve around like that. So this is going to come down and around like that. And so you can just take a couple of minutes to work on that line. So at the end, I didn't finish telling you, if you've never taken my class before, I ink my stuff with a pen. So these lines kind of go away and then I redraw them. So this comes down and around like this. And so from right here to right here, this comes down like this. And this is going to just come straight down like this and hide behind this guy right here, just like that. And then you can kind of erase these guidelines right there. So from right here to right here, I'm just going to change that line a little bit. And I am going to erase this line, right? And so this top line, comes down, right, to right about here. And then it's going to come down like this. And then this back line is going to come down like this. And then it's going to flatten out a little bit. If you want, you can put the little heart there. And then this other leg, which is going to start over here. I have a new pencil today. I know, sad. It comes up to about right here. So I'm just going to change that line like that. And so what's important is this shape right here, which is our negative shape. And it kind of lines up with this other indentation right here. So if I draw a line like this, I'm going to know where to put my indentation. So this is going to go like this, and then this is going to go like this. Ta-da! Now we have legs. See, I told you this one was going to be easy, right? Easy peasy. Looks good. I love the way the shapes flow in this drawing, which is why I chose it. Okay, so up here, we have this great curve of our nose. And then this is going to curve around just like this. And then I'm going to erase this right here. It's not important. And that goes like that. And there's the top. So my eye, I'm going to put in a circle, and it's going to be pretty big. Now you can do whatever you want with the eye, but I'm going to put in a big, it's like a little bit bigger than a nickel. Now I'm not going to work on this right now. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to work on this. So before we put in the hair of the unicorn, let's put in these flowers. So right on the top part over here, I'm going to put a circle. I'm just going to draw the first flower first. So here's a circle. And I'm not going to measure this. I'm just going to have fun with it. So however you want to put in your flower, just kind of wrap the petals around like so. There's one flower, and then there is some offshoot of petals on the side. Like so. Okay. So the fur, I keep calling it the fur, the hair of our unicorn kind of swoops down. I'm going to make a swooping line down like this. And then I'm going to kind of follow it up. And then I'm going to swoop it up again. Like this. And so this shape is going to come down like this. And then I'm going to make another one. Now I can imagine, I'm not copying it exactly, but I can imagine that people, meaning audience members, are like, they want to do it exactly like I'm doing it. But I want to tell you that do it how you want to do it. So then this shape is going to come over into my foot a little bit. If you don't want to make it overlap, you don't have to. And then down here, this kind of curls around. And these are like flowing, kind of beautiful, I don't know, organic. They're not, geometric shapes. So you do you. You do it how you want to do it. So then up in here, I'm just going to fill in the lines. I'm going to make one shape. Like this. So I can color these in all different colors, right? And it'll flow. Once I ink this and all the lines go away, you'll see what I'm talking about. It'll flow really nicely, and so I can color these in. I'll show you a version that I did of this that I painted, which is very cool. Okay, so then up here, I think it's important if we put in this other flower. Just going to straighten out that line like that. And then this flower is going to start right about right here, and it's going to go down. What I love about the summer is that the birds are singing, so I can hear the birds singing in the background while I'm talking to you. Okay, so there's that. And then there's a big, big leaf that comes up like this. Excellent. Okay, so then my horn is going to go right here. From here to about right here. And it's just a cone like that. Okay. And then my, I keep wanting to say my fur, but it's hair. So the flowing back part of our hair of our unicorn, our very beautiful unicorn, is going to look like this. And it's just going to be kind of big shapes. It's like swooping around, right? And then this one is going to come over. And so these are just this line we just drew is just a guideline. So in here, this shape is going to come around like this, and then around like this. And then these are going to kind of swoop around like so. So I've changed it a little bit. You know, I'm not completely, you know, it doesn't matter. It's hair. And then this one kind of curls. What matters is how much control you have over the lines to kind of draw what you want to draw. And then this is going to swoop around like this. And I will say, I do not, I'm going to change this line right here. I don't really like drawing unicorns, but they're cool. They're cute, but I'm not a fan usually because I think it's hard to draw. I think horses are hard to draw for kids and for most adults that don't know how to draw. But I think, you know, with practice you can do it, and that's a shape in there. But I don't love the unicorn thing, but I like this unicorn because it's happy and it kind of reminds me of a rainbow. And then I'm going to put some, so then I'm going to make a curl down here like that. And then this one comes down here like this. But I'm not a horse person, but my daughter rides horses, and I think I would like to learn how to ride a horse, but I like being around horses. So I think if I knew some unicorns, I'd probably like to be around them too. So I guess I don't know what, just don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm spewing about today. You know what it is when people say, Miss Kathy, I want to do a unicorn. I want to learn how to do that. I really feel like it's hard for a lot of people to understand how to draw unicorns and paint unicorns. And I don't want them to get disappointed. And I don't want them to get upset if they can't do it. And I don't like to see that. So I kind of like to say, maybe we're not going to do that today. Maybe that's too hard. And that's probably why I don't like it, because I don't like to see people struggle. But if you take your time, you probably will do a pretty amazing job. Now, before we do the eye, I just want to show you this other unicorn that I did. I painted this unicorn from, well, it's bigger, so you can't see it really. I painted this. Here, I'll show you for some of my classes. And this is how you could color it in. So you could actually draw this on a canvas and then paint it. But painting's a whole different thing, right? And this is a little bit bigger, but I just wanted to show you how I did the eye. I kind of changed the eye here and I made it a little bit more like, I'll show you over here. I made it a little bit more, you know, almond shape instead of circular. And then I put like a thing here and a little thing and eyelashes. I changed it. So however you want to do the eye, feel free to do the eye how you want to do it. But I'm going to kind of draw this eye over here, which technically you would black in all of this, and this would be what the eye looks like. So over here on the edges, we have some eyelashes that come up like this, and don't feel like they have to be perfect. And this curls around like this. And then in here, this is going to come down like this. And there's so many different ways to draw different eyes, which is why I changed it in the painting. And this comes up like that. And you can color this in however you want to do it. And then this comes over like this. And these are some negative shapes in here. And then when I go to draw, when I go to ink this, I will clean up the lines and blacken that in, which is pretty easy, right? I mean, how easy is that? And then right here, there is a little smiley face. And there's a little nose thing right there. Ooh, we're moving right along, which is so exciting. Okay, so I'm going to ink and erase and show you what it looks like. I'm going to start inking and then I'm going to do the rest of it. So you can see. So I have these great markers. I love these. They're Faber-Castell artist pens. They're actually lettering pens. What I like about them is that they're like brushes. So when I ink them, I have some pretty cool lines. And I think this is my favorite part of the whole thing. So I start doing a small section and then I move to do a big section. Now, why? Because I'm probably not very warmed up in the inking department. I also have, there's different, this one's pretty good too. Let's see what this one is more brushy. And then this one is more, this one's bigger. I don't like that one. And this one's smaller. Let's see what this one's like. So start with a small line and really take your time doing this. Now, if you have a thick Sharpie, don't use a thick Sharpie. If you have a thin Sharpie like that, a fine point pen, use that. These Micron pens are really good. Someone had a Le Pen pen. Those are pretty good. Even these like Pilot pens that your parents have are pretty good. I have a whole bunch of different pens, but these are my favorite. And I did get them on Amazon, but they're technically lettering pens. And I think they're pretty cool. They work for me, right? So as an artist, you get to choose your own supplies, and some things work better than others, right? So remember to start with small lines. So this line, I'm just going to be careful. And take your time, right? I go a little fast because it's how I do it, but take your time. And this is an opportunity to change whatever lines you want to change. So, and move the paper if you feel like you need to move the paper. So I'm thinking that next week I'm going to do a Harry Potter drawing because I've been asked a lot to do some Harry Potter stuff. And I'm just going to kind of play out the summer by doing maybe a little bit of extra things. But there's a new Harry Potter store in New York City, and I live really close to it. So I think maybe that's going to be pretty cool. And it's a pretty popular subject. So this comes around like this. And this is kind of where you really want to take your time. So you can see where you want your lines to go. Notice I haven't done the eye yet because I don't want to make a mistake. It's really important to set yourself up for success every time and take your time, right? And do things that make you happy. And if drawing makes you happy, then do a lot of drawings. Everybody can use a little bit more practice. So this goes around. So remember, next week, my class will only be on YouTube. I deeply apologize. And a link will go out for that. But please remember to like and subscribe, okay? Really important to like and subscribe. All right, let's outline this very carefully. It's like putting on makeup. So then in here, you can color. I'm not going to color it in yet. I'm going to leave it like that because I'm going to color it in different later. But then the next thing I would do, just so you can see, is I come in here with my pencil and I erase my lines. And this way I can color it in. And all of those scribble scrabble lines that I just did are gone. So friends, you can do this with any picture that you find that you want to learn how to draw. And it's practice and it's fun. And it's a good way to learn how to do things. But when I go to draw something that I've scale something that I've drawn for a painting, this is pretty much how I would do it, minus the inking part, right? And the erasing of the lines for the sketching. But it's a great skill to have. And when you go to draw things from life, your eyes are trained to see shapes in a different way, and it'll be easier. I don't believe there's one right or wrong way to learn how to do something. If you love what you do and it becomes your passion, that is the most important thing, to love what you do and to enjoy something. If you like to draw things and color them in because they're pretty, that is beautiful. Like, don't ever lose that passion. And it happens with things like cooking and art and many, many, many different things. Oh, my pencil fell into that, and now my eraser's all kind of blah. Okay. All right, let's see. Awesome. So now I'm ready to color in my unicorn. So if you liked this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe right over here. And remember, new class June 19th. It'll just be on YouTube. And please watch, I have some new videos coming up, but I have a special video that's going to talk all about my giant pollinator coloring poster that was just launched today or yesterday. I'm going to put a video up there right after this video. And I hope you watch it. And I hope you buy one and color it in and send me pictures. Very cool. You all have a great day, and I will see you soon in the art room.